Sarman's class is very mixed color and things of that nature. I think everybody's afraid of color. I think for the most part we don't have to be. This is something we painted last semester here. They're working with ceramics, painting right on the surface here. So this is the piece that I made, and then I'm now going to paint on it. Most of the time painters, what they will do is cover an area a little bit with a white coating of either paint like this, or they'll basically just mix a color up and start in with it. This is basically, the reason we do this for the most part is to provide a kind of what we call ground to this surface. And the ground here allows the artist to paint right on that surface and allow the color to not really sink in, if you will, and then having that sort of situation where it kind of absorbs into the surface and then doesn't become a solid color. So this would be the first thing I would do if I were going to kind of move through this. So what I'm going to do is just coat this, and then I would come into another color with that.
And he's using acrylic paint, and he's using a thin, just a thin brush, and he's usually trying to paint in one way with his brush strokes.
Acrylic is similar to watercolor. The difference is the what we call medium, which is polymer emulsion, and that makes it basically plastic paint. So when it dries, it's plastic, okay, for the most part. When you're mixing color, I'll just mix a few colors up there, kind of like a flesh tone or something like that. There's, you start off with a primary color, like this red here, and then I start cross-mixing everything. So I'll say, we'll look at this color here, maybe have another variation of the red here, like this crimson. That's a different kind of red. And normally we'd have a palette knife to mix these together, but sometimes I don't use one. I'll just go ahead and use kind of like a brush and mix that accordingly. Or if you have an extra brush like this, you can take it and sort of mix your colors together here.
So what he's doing, that he's using that as a palette, is what he's calling. So you got to have something to mix your colors on, and you have to make sure that you rinse your brush in between and change your water so it doesn't get muddied up and lose your beautiful color.
Say we take that red color and we've got some burnt sienna. This is what we call an earth tone here, and that earth tone is a very, very beautiful color. A lot of Italian artists used to work with this quite a bit when they did what we call underpainting for their paintings. Now, we never want to use a color flat out like this. We always want to mix it with something. So we're going to take some white here, put some white here on the side, and then start making some quick tints like this.
So when you add white to a color, it makes it lighter. He's trying to create different values, and so he's making it the lighter by the more white he has. To make it darker, he'll add black to it, which will make a shade.
We can shift this, and this might be kind of a flesh tone to begin with here. I can always vary that with some more white.
Be patient. It takes some time to mix and get your color correct. Don't get frustrated.
It's in mixing more than anything else. Mixing your colors, your tints, like this type of thing. When you're satisfied with a particular color, then you can begin applying that. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to go ahead and apply that directly to the surface here. Normally I would coat that, but typically I'd like to let that area kind of dry completely. And since this week we're dealing with the materials of art in our chapter, you can see here that goes on fairly solid.
That looks very nice.
The more that you can opaque your paint out, and I'll show you the difference between different surfaces. So let's say, for instance, that's a very thin wash there. I can see the paper through that. When I add white to that, then I create a more opaque finish to that. In other words, I can't see through it. Okay. The more I can add white to that, the more opaque that color is going to be.